Nityanandam Nityanandam Om Namah Shivaya Nityanandam Nityanandam.
Namah Shivaya. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject is life, the game of existence. Let's enter into the Shiva Sutras, then we'll see the meaning. Idrishena kramenaiva yatre kutrabi chintana sunye gutye parapatre swayam lina varapradaha. Idrishena kramenaiva yatre kutrapi chintana sunye gutye parapatre swayam lina varapradaha. Translation goes, when in worldly activity, keep attention between two breaths, and so practicing, in a few days, be born anew. You can't compare Shiva with any other master, because the depth or the vision, the way in which he sees, he penetrates the future. When I introduced this book, I was telling you all, this is the book. There are techniques in this book, not only for the men who have come, who are yet to come. He speaks to every possible mind. Today in this sutra, he solves an important problem, or he addresses a totally different kind of human beings. Another one beauty is, throughout this book you don't see a single ritual, no ritual. You don't need any temple to practice this Shiva's teachings. You don't need to do any rituals. Straight away gives life solutions, especially this technique. It changes the whole attitude towards the life. He just shakes you completely. He defines the concept of purity. Very clearly defines the concept of purity in this sutra. What Shiva means by the word purity. The other day somebody was asking me, Swamiji, you say about Shiva and you say he is a great master, but we read in the Puranas that he used to get angry easily. Today Shiva is answering that question by giving a beautiful clarity. he gives us a clear vision about purity, and let's enter into the sutra. When in worldly activity, keep attention between two breaths, and so practicing, in a few days be born anew. Wish I can speak in Sanskrit, because the word in Sanskrit is, the English translation is not exactly what Sanskrit word means. But what to do, only that much. You can't help. Translation is not, in translation you can't do much. Let me at least give you the rough idea what exactly the sutra means, what exactly Shiva says. Whatever you think as worldly activity, even in those moments, whatever you think as impure thing, for example, anger, lust, greed, even in those moments, if you can practice this meditation, you will be born anew. It's an amazing assurance he gives. New idea about purity, new concept about purity. He addresses one of the important issue, especially the modern men are facing. Modern day people always ask me, Swamiji, I don't have time for meditation. That's one of the important problem, important issue. I don't have time to do meditation. Shiva is answering, Shiva is addressing that problem. He says you don't need to spend separate time. Very beautiful technique. Even when you are in some worldly activity, keep attention between two breaths, and so practicing, in a few days be born anew. He is converting your whole life into spiritual life. He is converting your whole life into spirituality. First thing you need to understand, Shiva's concept about purity. Constantly we are asked to be good, we are asked to be pure. The idea of purity is forced upon us. Constantly you are taught by the society, moralists, that something is right, something is wrong, something is pure, something is impure, something is good, something is bad. Constantly you are taught the idea of good and bad, and you are forced to practice something good, or which society believes as good. But life is no way related to what society believes. Life is totally different. What society believes is a different, but his life is totally different. There is a beautiful saying, when you think in a generalized way, but when you live in a very, with the situations which you can't generalize. You are not living only the situations which can be generalized. In your life there are so many things comes up where generalization is not possible, where you can't decide ahead what to do and what not to do. All your ideas about morality, all your ideas about right and wrong will not have any relevance. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, why scriptures doesn't speak about gambling. There are ancient scriptures, only Puranas speak about gambling. The ancient scriptures doesn't speak about gambling. Why in Upanishads we don't speak about gambling? Why they have not banned gambling? I told that at that time there was no gambling. First of all, the gambling itself didn't exist. How do you expect they should speak about it? And naturally, no Upanishad will ban TV. No Upanishad will ban any drugs. Because that time all these problems didn't exist. When it comes to morality, good and bad, it is completely related to situation. It is relative. It is not existential. According to Shiva, purity means innocence, not being affected by the thoughts or by the samskaras, not being touched by the engrams. Let it be very clear, even if you are not expressing your emotions, even if you are not expressing your anger, greed, lust, if they are there in your inner space, you are not pure person. Socially you may be pure person, but actually you will not be pure person. One more thing, even if you express anger, lust, greed, and nothing touches your inner space, you live like a child, innocent child, then be very clear, you are pure being. You can see kids get angry. They are very greedy. You can actually they build their personality on greed. They build their personality on greed. That is why they will be so aware of that mind. They will be so conscious about that mind attitude and mind idea. They can't give up even a small one toy. Even you try to take away a toy from a child, you will see as if his life is taken away. You will start having that wheezing problem. You will start wheezing. Because their whole personality is built on mind, the concept of mind. They also have greed. They have anger. But you don't call them impure. We always say kids are pure. The reason is the impurity, what you think as impurity, doesn't disturb their inner space. They will sit and play with the toys, but after 2 hours they will throw everything and go away. They don't carry anything in them. Their inner space is beautiful. Their inner space is pure. You can't even say they are thieves even if they have stolen something. You can't say they are thieves even if they have stolen something, because they don't have an idea that something belongs to somebody. You should not take from them. It is somebody's property. The very idea doesn't exist in them. Innocence is purity. With knowledge, even if you don't steal, you may not physically possess that object, but mentally you will be constantly waiting. You have not yet become thief because of police, that's all. We are not stealing because of the police. Let it be very clear, it is directly related to inner space. Purity is directly related to inner space. It is nowhere related to outer world. Shiva is speaking about important concept. He is giving you the technique to achieve the ultimate purity. That is why I have to give a small introduction about purity. He is giving the technique to achieve purity. Even if you see the Shiva's life or the Shiva Purana, Shiva as described by Puranas, you won't see any traditional social purity in him. The place where he lives, or the way in which he lives, nothing is directly related to purity. He is in Smashan with all the ghosts. He is surrounded by Bhutaganas. He is surrounded by Pretas. And his lifestyle, the way in which he is described, nothing seems to be pure. Nothing is related to purity. But he is a great master because nothing touches him. He is not touched by anything. When in worldly activity, keep attention between two breaths, and so practicing, in a few days be born anew. Even when you are in worldly activity, from morning till night, he is giving a beautiful technique which needs to be practiced whole day, which you can practice whole day. There is no need for any separate time. Who say that, Swamiji, I don't have time for meditation. For that kind of human beings, Shiva is giving a technique. Now you can't even say that reason. Whenever people come and tell me, Swamiji, I don't have time for meditation, I tell them, no, never tell that. Never tell you don't have time for meditation. Then people who are meditating, they are all jobless or what? They don't have any other job and they are sitting and meditating. The other day I asked one of our ashramite, why you are not coming to discourse? She said, no Swamiji, I have work. I said, it means people are coming and sitting, they are jobless or what? I always tell people, don't tell you don't have time for meditation. Tell very clearly that you don't feel meditation is that much important in your life, or you don't feel it is that much important. You are not able to give that much of importance to meditation. Then I can understand. Let's be at least honest with ourselves. Do not say you don't have time. Let it be very clear. You are not able to understand that is that much important, or that can help you in your life in some way. Now Shiva is answering this problem. You don't need to have separate time. First thing, Shiva drops all the rituals, all the techniques. Now he is dropping all the other problems which are usually created by the mind. He says, even if you don't have time, no problem. When you are in worldly activity, start putting your attention, keep your attention between two breaths. Constantly watch the gap. Be aware of the gap. Earlier he was speaking about separate meditation techniques which you need to practice for half an hour or 1 hour every day. Now he is saying, first he is telling, add meditation into your life. Now he is saying, let your whole life become meditation. Let the whole life become meditation. And there is nothing to avoid in the life. Be very clear, he is not giving you any morality. Throughout this book, he is not speaking about any morality. He is not saying what should be done and what should not be done. He is purely giving you techniques. He is a great master. That is why he straight away gives the torch to you. He gives you the torch. He doesn't just give you the instructions. If you try to follow some instructions, be very clear, you will always miss. All guidance or misguidance. Because the guidance are given for somebody, given to somebody, and it is penned down and presented to you, it's not going to match you and your lifestyle. Instead of giving guidance, Shiva is giving the torch itself so that you can find your own path. I call this book as a finding your own path to freedom. He is giving you so much of intelligence, you can find your own path to freedom. You don't have to follow anybody. He is giving you all the routes, all methods, all the techniques. You can pick up any one technique and practice that in your life. You will find your own path to freedom. Actually, this book, starting, walking and ending, in all three levels it gives you freedom. There are some books which give you only in the end freedom. It gives you liberation after you become enlightened. There are some books which gives you freedom at the time of walking. Very rare. I can say this is the only book. Even when you start, you have choice. You don't have to start according to the teacher. You can start as you want. Even in the beginning level, even at the time of starting, you are given complete freedom. Your freedom is respected. You are accepted as you are. You are not asked to follow a particular person. You are not asked to go behind particular teachings. He is giving you freedom even at the time of starting. He says, when you are in worldly action also, keep your attention between two breaths. Let you be constantly aware of the gap between two breaths and live your life. Play the game of existence. You may ask, whenever I am angry or when I am greedy, if I just keep my attention between two breaths and express my anger, is it okay? Can I do whatever I want? In that case, the whole society will become chaos. People again and again ask me, Swamiji, you say that meditation is enough. If we just do meditation and do whatever we want, will the society not become chaos? I ask them, you think now it is not chaos? Now it is not chaos? One more thing, person who meditates will never create chaos. Person who meditates will never be behind the flimsy thoughts. He will never be doing whatever you call as impure things. Meditation brings so much of intelligence, is completely integrated. He never goes against anybody's interests. He never disturbs anybody's life. You can see in your life, whenever you are in bliss, you are in joy, you are in ecstasy, you don't disturb anybody. Even if somebody does any mistake, you say, all right, forget about it, leave it. You take it in a very light way. But when you are irritated inside, when you are tensed, when you are not relaxed, when you are in stress, there is no need for anybody to do any mistake. If they just come in front of you, that's enough. They will start having your blessings. You will start blessing them. Your very presence will radiate. You will just start vomiting yourself on them. Be very clear. A person who is completely integrated, who is totally relaxed, who is calm, who is settled in himself, will never disturb anybody. He will have his own way of living and his morality can never be shaken. Person whose morality is imposed on you, on him, imposed on him by the rules and regulations, his morality can never be believed. Let it be very clear, you can't believe his morality. And person who is expressing morality out of his spiritual wisdom, out of his spiritual energy, his morality can never be changed and you can trust his life you can trust his energy. Shiva says, let you be aware of the gap between two breaths, and the whole day you will be in ecstasy. And he says one more thing, and so practicing in a few days be born anew. He says this technique will give you a new birth. You will not be old person again. You will not be living your old life again. One important thing with these techniques, you should constantly practice. Somebody asked me yesterday, Swamiji, every day you are teaching about one technique, how can we practice? Because each technique needs some time. Here I am speaking for the whole world so that it will be recorded and it will be useful for the whole world. You can pick up some one meditation technique and start practicing it. You see, sometime when you listen some technique, suddenly you will feel your whole being is opening and your whole energy is vibrating. You are able to feel the technique. You feel that surely this technique will help you. You feel this is my path, then simply take up that technique and start practicing at least for 21 days. You will see you become a new being. You are not old person again. You will be a new being. Here Shiva is saying, let you be born as a new person. In few days be born anew. You will not be an old person again. Only when you practice you will understand how this bringing attention between two breaths can change your whole life. How can you be a new person? Because whenever you bring your attention between two breaths, you are unclutched. Just you remember that you are unclutched. You come to the same neutral space in which you experience. You are unclutched. All your problems can be alive. You can have your suffering as long as you believe you are a connected being. The moment you understand by your very nature you are illogical, unconnected, independent, unclutched being, immediately from that moment you can't suffer, because even your suffering is nothing but connecting and creating a shaft. You can suffer only if you create a shaft. You can't continue to suffer if you remember again and again you are unclutched. Because the suffering which happened to you 1 year ago, the suffering which happened 9 months ago, the suffering which happened 8 months ago, the suffering which happened yesterday, they are completely unconnected. Independent incidents, separate thoughts. But when you start connecting all of them and start seeing them, create an understanding about them in your life, or create an idea about them in your life, be very clear, you are creating suffering for you. You are creating hell for you. You are creating more and more difficulties for you. These techniques, you need to go into them. When you go into these techniques, you will see the liberation happening in your being. Whenever you are in depression, just remember that you are unclutched. The incidents or the things happening in the outer world are no way connected to your response from the inner world. In the same way, the thoughts which is rising in your inner world are no way connected to your identity which you have about yourself in the inner world. You have two identities. One which you show for others, another one which you keep it for yourself. Both are lies. Let it be very clear, You always think the identity which you show to the world is lie, and the identity which you have about yourself, within yourself, is a truth. Let it be very clear, the identity which you are keeping within yourself, about yourself, that is a big lie. That is also a lie. Your response or your thoughts related to your identity which you are showing outside to the outer world, and to the identity which you are keeping in your mind about yourself, both are completely unclutched. It's a lie. People come and tell me, they always come and express their guilt. Swamiji, actually I am a different kind of person, but I am showing outside as if I am courageous and a nice, honest person. I don't know how to bridge the gap. Let it be very clear, the guilt which you are carrying, or the personality which you are carrying which creates guilt in you, that is also a pure lie. If you think the personality which you are carrying inside is true, and the personality which you are projecting to the outer world is a lie, you will start thinking about morality. All your morality is the gap between these two, or the gap between these two only creates the idea about morality. I am talking very subtle, but the basic truth about life. The idea of confession is nothing but a pure business. It is an idea given to you so that you can be kept as a slave. This idea of guilt, idea of confession, all these things are cunning, subtle way to exploit human beings. It's a very cunning, subtle way to keep people under the control. Let it be very clear, your idea about yourself, which you are keeping which you are keeping inside your mind, and your idea about yourself which you are projecting to the outer world, both of them are pure lies. Both the identities are lies. When you bring your awareness, attention between two breaths and realize, remember again and again, you are unclutched. By your very nature, you are unclutched. Again and again when you remember, you are unclutched by bringing your attention between two breaths. Suddenly you will see all your activities are taking a new turn. You will not be talking in the same way. You will not be working in the same way. You will not be doing things in the old way. You will start working in a new way. You will start thinking in a new way, because your idea about pleasure will change. Your idea about joy will change. Your idea about pain will change. All your ideas about yourself will change. That is why I say, Shiva is the only master who is master for the Bhavaroga. Bhavaroga means the disease of bondage. He is the only master, only doctor to cure the disease of bondage. He straight away liberates you, cuts all the bondage. He doesn't even give you the bondage of spirituality. Mostly, almost all the religions will take away the social bondages, but they will give you spiritual bondage. One more new bondage, golden chain. But with Shiva, he neither gives you spiritual bondage nor gives you social bondage. Usually, you will be relieved or you will be liberated from the image which you are showing to the outer world by the religions. They will tell, oh, don't bother about name, don't bother about fame. These are all the techniques to be liberated from the image which you are showing to the outer world. Image which you are showing to the outer world, liberating from that image is lot more easy. It's not a big thing. Just little bit of intelligence and understanding, enough, you can be liberated. But liberating yourself from the image which you are carrying inside about you, that is the real freedom. That's what Jai Krishnamurti says, freedom from yourself. Liberating yourself from yourself, because yourself is constantly torturing you. You can't relax with yourself. You can't sit with yourself. See, you can see in your life, even the old people doesn't have any responsibility. I have seen retired, no other responsibility, nothing else needs to be done. Even they can't sit with themselves. From morning till night, they will be reading the same old Hindu newspaper with a big glass. Even editor wouldn't have read so much. See, they would have been married, their sons would have been married, their daughters would have been married, their grandsons would have been married, but they will be sitting and reading the matrimonial column with that big glass. They can't sit with themselves. They can't sit with themselves. When you can't sit with yourself, be very clear. You are not relaxed, you are not at ease with the image which you are carrying about yourself in your inner space. Here, first thing Shiva is teaching, let you be liberated, let you be in ease, let you be at ease with the image which you are carrying within yourself about yourself. Only then real morality can happen. Please understand, unless you are completely at ease with the image which you are carrying about yourself inside your being, unless you accept yourself completely, real morality can never happen in your life. The one and only way to accept yourself completely is to understand the truth by the very nature. Your thoughts are illogical, irresponsible, and independent and clutched. You can't do anything about it. You have only one thing. You can understand this truth and liberate yourself, that's all. When you liberate yourself, you will be completely eased with the personality or the image which you are carrying about yourself in your inner space. Only when you are eased with your personality, only when you are integrated, life will be a game. Till then, you will be tortured by life. In Sanskrit, we have a beautiful word, Leela. Person who has integrated his life, person who is completely comfortable with the image which he is carrying within himself, for him life becomes a Leela. It is no more serious thing. It's a game of existence. He is just playing. No question of something is right, something is wrong. No question of getting exploited by somebody, and same way no question of exploiting somebody. If you have respect for your freedom, your inner space, you will never disrespect others' freedom. Same way, if you are binding somebody, if you are taking away somebody's freedom, let it be very clear, you will be selling your freedom. You can see all these so-called moralists, they will be moral because of their followers. The followers will be moralistic because of the leader. And both are in a big bondage. Both are binding each other. Let it be very clear, the real morality, solid, purity can happen to you only when you are completely eased with the personality which you are carrying within yourself. This meditation technique has got two parts. First thing, you are supposed to center your attention between two breaths. Next thing, you must be able to carry that attention throughout your worldly activity. You will be able to put your attention between two breaths. You will be able to be ease with yourself only if you are ease with your neutral space. If you are comfortable in the zone where you don't have any more attachment with your identity, where you are ready to be relaxed from your identity, means where you are ease with the personality which you are carrying in your inner space. This is the first step. Second step, carrying or being aware, centering your attention on the same neutral space even during the worldly activity. This meditation is a two-step. First, let us understand this first step and we will practice it for a few minutes because so many of you are new today. I wanted all of you to do the first step first. Then, in the end, we will do the main meditation technique from this sutra itself. Before that, let us prepare ourselves to enter into the technique, to enter into the main technique. First step is to be aware of the gap between two breaths. Let you be centered. Let you put your attention between the gap between two breaths. Let's take few minutes, few moments to do this meditation. Then we will enter into the main meditation technique. Today the meditation technique will take at least 45 minutes. So now we will do the first step. Then I will explain about the second step. We will go into the main meditation technique itself. Please close your eyes and sit straight. Do not suppress, do not express any of your thoughts. Just be aware of inhaling and exhaling. Just be aware of incoming and outgoing breath. For a few moments, close your eyes. Be aware of incoming and outgoing breath. attention between two breaths. Keep your attention between incoming and outgoing breath. Be aware of the gap between the incoming and outgoing breath. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Relax. You can open your eyes. Now, whenever you come out of this meditation, slowly you will see after 10 minutes this, you are missing that gap or that mood is lost. Slowly you are out of that mood or the attention between two breaths. Attention towards the neutral space or that remembrance that you are unclutched. Whenever you are taken away by an emotion or by your identity, naturally you start getting clutched or you start thinking that you are clutched. When you remember suddenly, you are unclutched. Even your idea about you are being clutched is just one more connection, one more shaft which you have created. Immediately, you will see you are in the neutral space. Your attention comes back to the neutral space. Now, we will enter into a beautiful technique. It's at least half an hour we will be doing that meditation technique. We will enter into the technique to be in that same neutral space and move the body. As on now, either you will be in the neutral space or you will be in worldly activity. Now, we will have to connect these two, being in the neutral space and moving your body and mind. That is what we will be learning the next meditation technique, the next session in this meditation technique.